Welcome to the International Society for Performance Improvement. Up next, Dina Dwyer-Owens and her new book, Values, Inc. Good afternoon, Facebook friends and family, and especially the International Society for Performance Improvement members. We are coming live to you today from Texas. We are actually live in two cities in Texas. My name is Valerie Bernard, and I'm a volunteer for the International Society for Performance Improvement. And with me today is co-chairwoman of the Dwyer Group, Dina Dwyer-Owens, and we are just so honored to have her and the gift of her time today. Dina is actually going to be our opening keynote at the upcoming conference in Montreal, and we're going to interview her today and learn a little bit more about what she's doing in her world and learn a little bit more about what we can expect at the conference in Montreal. So, Dina, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Valerie, and it's a beautiful day in Waco, Texas. I can look out my window here and it's probably 86 degrees. It's like spring.
Same in Dallas. Thank you for mentioning that about Waco, too. So we're only a couple hours away from each other, and through the amazing power of technology, it feels like you're just right here. So thank you again for joining us. And as far as Waco, Texas, I understand that your business, you have quite a few people employed there.
We do. Today we're up to about 650 employees that work for the Dwyer Group Corporation, and more than half of those are based here in Waco, and then others are scattered throughout the country. We've got some up in Canada, some team members even in the United Kingdom and Germany.
Wow. I know, I think the first time we met was about 5 years ago, and I had attended a conference in Texas, and you were the keynote speaker there, and you were just so gracious, and you said, if there's anything I can ever do for you, please let me know. And here we are 5 years later. The International Society for Performance Improvement board got together, and we were trying to identify who would be the best person to come to speak to our members at the opening keynote session. And when they asked for my opinion, you were the first person that I thought of, because your presentation was just so amazing, and it was an exciting time because I believe that you had recently been on Undercover Boss.
You are right. Thank you for remembering me, Valerie. I'm glad that that was memorable, and I'm looking forward to being in front of the International Society of Performance Improvement. The work that you do is so important to our future of all of our countries. I know there's people coming from all around the world, and I'm just delighted that this all worked out for both of us.
And then since your time with Undercover Boss and how I saw you, you had a book, Live Rich, Live R.I.C.H, I believe, that was published, and then the most recent book in 2015, a top 10 Forbes book, and I got my copy from your personal assistant, and thank you so much for this gift. So could you tell our listeners a little bit about Live R.I.C.H, and then also about your book, Values, Inc.?
Sure. So Live Rich was born out of the need to be able to educate our growing team of employees and franchisees about the importance of our core values. So the Dwyer Group was founded in 1981 by my father, Don Dwyer, and he had this vision of having a collection of franchise companies serving the same customer base. But he started it with what was most important, that was a set of values. And then he passed away suddenly in 1994, just after taking the company public in 1993. He had a sudden heart attack at the age of 60, so it was a real shock to our organization. And the one thing we knew as a leadership team is we had to keep our culture special, because Don had created something very special here at the Dwyer Group. So we took Don's original values, which were very much emotionally based beliefs, and we converted them into what we call operationalized standards. We call them values still, and they're under the acronym of RICH. The R is for respect, the I is for integrity, the C is for customer focus, and the H, which is one of my favorites, is having fun in the process. So we say we live rich at the Dwyer Group, and it is about money at the end of the day. We're in business to make a living and to make profits for all of our stakeholders, but it's really about treating people with respect and dignity first, providing a quality service or product, and it seems like every time you do that, Valerie, profits are the applause you get. So we love living rich around the Dwyer Group. We're not a perfect company, so I will say that right up front. We certainly have made our mistakes, and we'll continue to make mistakes. We're a very fast growing company. In fact, since you and I last spoke, we've grown about 50% in the last couple of years. I've got a fabulous CEO, Mike Bidwell, who's leading the company, and he's done some great acquisitions. So we've added some new brands. Molly made Mr. Handyman, 5-Star Painting, ProTech Painters, and the latest is Window Genie. So we're up to 2,700 franchises in 11 countries, doing close to $1.5 billion in system-wide sales.
Yes, and I know when I've heard you speak that you attribute this to living these values and walking the talk.
It is the foundation for our success. We could not be where we are today if we did not take this seriously and if we had not created a system around keeping our values front and center every day in our business. So the challenge when my father was alive is he tried to do it all himself. So the values he had, he would hold us accountable to. He'd let you know whether you did a great job or you didn't do such a great job. And when he passed away, we thought we needed something that's going to outlive any leader of this company. So we're all leaders, and we're all responsible for leading with these values day in and day out. So they will outlive all of those that are here today. Hopefully the company will last for many, many, many more years to come.
Yes, and congratulations to all those successes. And I can see I've read your copy. What's your favorite part about your new book, Values Inc.?
The thing I love about Values Inc. is it's a message that's for a much broader audience, whether you're a teacher, a preacher, a business owner, an athlete. Values apply to everybody. And so what I'm encouraging folks to do is to get clarity about their personal values. In the case of an organization, get clarity about your organizational values, and then create a system around those values so those values stay front and center in your life. So no matter what it is you're doing, we get caught up in the busyness of the world. I don't know about you, Valerie, but there's this tyranny of urgency. So everything seems to be urgent when very little is really urgent and very little is really important, right? We get caught up in these things and spending way too much time on things that just don't really matter at the end of the day. So it's this system that we've created at the Dwyer Group of reviewing the values anytime we have a meeting of 3 or more of our team members is what I'm trying to educate the tens of millions of people reading the book hopefully one day on the importance of clarity of your values, put them in writing, and then create a process or a system for keeping those values front and center every day in your life so you don't forget who you want to be in this world.
Mm-hmm. And it would be my guess that you're just attracting more people and more families that you can bless with franchise opportunities with your organization, with all those different brands that you are probably attracting people with like-minded values. Would you agree this is happening now?
Absolutely, and that's what's so much fun. For example, this week we have a whole new group of franchisees coming in for basic training. And the bottom line is we believe what they believe. So we're like-minded, and they just happen to find an organization in the Dwyer Group that's very clear about our beliefs, and we put them in writing, and we work hard to live them day in and day out. So it's not just something up on the wall or on the website. It's something that we practice, and they can feel that. We're working hard to practice those every day. And we're looking for more people because we're growing at a rapid pace, 2,700 franchisees now, but millions and millions of customers that need our services. And when we go to interview a prospective franchisee, we actually talk about the importance of being aligned on our values. And if there's not alignment, then we're not a good fit. It won't work because they represent our brands, and they represent a brand promise that we make to the end user. And if they can't deliver that with the values being their foundation, then it's not going to be a successful relationship. The same thing with our employees, Valerie. Part of the interview process is we talk about the values and how important it is that this prospective employee wants to live by these values, because we're not for everybody. You know, our values are very strict and very clear, and every team member is responsible for holding each other accountable. So we're not for everybody. Values like ours are not for everybody. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, your dad has to be so proud looking down on you and all the things that you've accomplished. Is there a favorite quote or another story about your father that you'd like to share?
Yeah, first I'd like to say that I'm only one person in this very large organization, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to work with so many people that are committed to the success of our employees and our franchisees and to the quality of life for our end users, for the homeowners. So I appreciate that, those kind words, but I'm really just part of a very, very large team. So to bring me to one of my favorite quotes of my father's, and it goes back to his original code of values. He had one value that said, we must re-earn our position every day in every way. And I'm one of 6 siblings. So when he raised us, we all went to work at the age of 12 and 13. The one thing that he hammered into us, and I really didn't like him so much when I was young because I thought, man, he is mean. And he works us way too hard when I wanted to be at a slumber party. But it's that reminder of celebrate the successes of yesterday, learn from the failures of yesterday, but today, do something to make yourself better. Be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. Keep re-earning your position. So that's the one that just, I go to bed at night thinking about, I wake up thinking about.
Yes, and that just is in complete alignment with what ISPI believes too. We have rebranded ourselves last year, and with the tagline "Being Better Matters," and so our hashtag is "Being Better Matters," and with the work that our 1,700 consultants do and our members around the world, we found that to be important to us too, and I'm confident that we have so much more, even at ISPI, that we can learn from you about values and how we might even take the information that you'll be teaching us at our conference and apply it to helping the International Society for Performance Improvement be better too, because we can all always be better. So I'm really
all of us can, Valerie, and I applaud your commitment as an organization to trying to be better, because in this world of constant change, values are really the thing that can be ever present. And I'm doing some exciting work, hopeful work, with even some members of Congress right now on implementing their own core values. And 15 months later, the highest ranking woman in the House has done an incredible job of bringing values to her organization, and they're committed to living them. And now other members of Congress are saying, hey, what's going on in your operation over there? Can we borrow those values? So every organization, for profit, needs to have clarity of their values and work hard every day to be better. I love your theme.
Oh, thank you. And it's so true. And it doesn't, you talk about how it includes everybody. And I'm thinking of managers and sales managers and all the leaders across all these different organizations. And you identified all of those, and healthcare, and even our government, and how this message right here, I'm so excited, like, for you to get that in the hands, like you said, of 1 million or 2 million or 3 million people, and ISPI is really has a gift coming to them in April to be able to hear you speak live, and we appreciate your gift today. And is there anything else you'd like our members to know before the conference coming up in April, or is it going to be a...
Well, the only thing I might recommend is if they want to get a head start on this, they can go to values_inc.com if they want to invest, and it's my site. So the books, I didn't write the book to make a profit. I wrote the book to make a difference. So if they want to get a head start in learning about values-based leadership at the level that we do it at Dwyer, I'd encourage them to take a read. It's a short read, very easy read, with some stories that are very touching, because I think that that's what happens when you really care about people, and then some stories that are very financial, because what I want to make sure the reader understands is that in the case of it being a business, that it can translate into financial results, when so many CEOs think it's just warm and fuzzy, that this whole values thing is mushy. Well, yeah, it is warm and fuzzy, but you know what, if you do it well, and again, you provide a quality product or service, it translates into financial results.
Yes, and you are the perfect example of that, a $1 billion company, more than 11 brands, 2,700. The numbers are just astonishing, and that you attribute this to really these core values that you've embraced at every level of your organization. So congratulations, Dina, for your success, and we're so excited to have you. You will be on the lineup April 30th in the evening. That's usually our opening reception and opening keynote session, and we'll get to hear from you then. And I can't wait to see you in Montreal. And,
it's a beautiful place. I'm excited.
Yes, and then you'll be heading right out over to another trip right after that, won't you?
I've got to head to Germany later that week. I've got a wedding, and then head to Germany for a speech with the German Franchise Association.
Yes. So, and if you're a viewer listening now, and you're interested in starting a business, and you've had a chance to read Dina's book, and this lines up with you, I encourage you to reach out to the Dwyer Group, and there will be people there to take care of you, and you can learn more also about Dina at DinaDwyer-Owens.com, and see the work that she's doing there as a speaker and an author, and as a businesswoman. And thank you again, Dina, for the gift of your time today. And is there anything else in closing?
No, Valerie, I just look forward to meeting all of you that are listening. Hopefully you'll all get to attend the event. It sounds like it's going to be a fabulous event. I'm looking forward to learning while I'm there.
That sounds great, Dina. Well, thank you again for your time today, and we'll see you in Montreal.
Thank you.
To meet Dina Dwyer-Owens in person and to learn more about how incorporating values into business and life can change the world, visit www.ispi.org/conference to get registered for the upcoming conference in Montreal, Canada, April 30th through May the 2nd.